Shir sponsor Louis Nishma Sarim Yakushon Labas Yitzchok. We're holding Metzia Daf Lamed Zayin. We're starting in Daf Lamed Vav with the base in the bottom. It's kavalik to be back with everybody here together. Shekayach. We're starting in the 3 lines on the bottom, 2 dots. So we said, basically said that if you have someone who borrowed a cow and then he rented it out, so you're saying that he gets the benefit because he rented it and then lend it out. So he should be able to he doesn't have to pay for if it died naturally, but the sheriff does, he makes money. So basically, that can be that guy makes business out of the part that doesn't belong to him. Says the Gemara, if you do mashmua, look at basic. Look like basic. Omar Rav Shmuel by Yudu Rav Yudo. Omar Rav Shmuel Shmuel Chaluka Rabbi Yeshiva Barishoyin. Daf Lamzayin and Daf Adab. Rabbi is arguing also in the first case, not in this only this Mishnah. Also in the previous Mishnah, when a person wanted to do, he said, you know what, I'm going to pay, and I'm not going to do shul. So what did we learn in the previous Mishnah? He gets the kefil. So he's benefiting from the cow of his friend. Halakha kamoisay. Is it like him in the first case or not? He argues in both. You never can make money on the cow that doesn't belong to you. And halacha is like in both cases like a basic. Meaning even in the first case. No, 1 second. The difference between the first case and the second case. Why? In the first case, in the first case, he didn't bother him. What did he say? He said, you know what? Don't worry about anything. Here's the money and leave. So he takes away the kefir. Sheikh, in this case, what happened? He didn't pay. He said a shvuah, and now he wants to make money on the side from the fact that he lent it. So now we say, the Rabbi says you can't make money on the part of your friend. So 1 second, just a diuk. It says because he paid. That's why he doesn't have to do. That's why he gets the kefir. If he didn't pay, not. That's not true. We learned. Says the Gemara, we learned they don't have to actually pay, just want to pay. In the beginning, he said, I'm going to pay. So he took away the worry from the owner. So that's why he gets the kefil. But in this case, he didn't take the worry from the owner. However, he just made the owner lose everything. Because it died, he says, call too, if you're out, I'm going to take money. The Rabbi says you can't make money on your friend's account. So the Mishnah. Omar l'shtayim gazalti le'echol mikem money ve'ini yodea eze mikem. Goes to 5, he says, everybody say, so he goes to 2, sorry. He says, everybody say, I know I stole from one of you money, I don't remember what it was. Or not Gneva, we'll get to it, and the Gemara is going to speak about the exact details and the differences. He says, your father of one of you deposited by me an item. I don't remember which father. He has to pay both. Why? He admitted. He came on his own volition. The Gemara is going to tell us, at least according to one on the Omar, that this is Latzei Sidei Shavai. You want to go and make sure that you took care of that issue, you have to get paid each one.
That's in both cases?
Yeah. Now you have a different case. You have 2 people. We saw this in the beginning of the Masechta. You have 2 people. One gave 100 to the person, the other one gave 200. Each one says, I have the 200. So then he says, okay, each one gets 100, because 100 everybody agrees that each one deserves. Right? Reuben and Shin put by Levi money. One put 200, one put 100. Everybody agrees that Reuben deserves 100 and Shimon deserves 100. The question is, what about the third 100? So I'm going to say, give 100 to Reuben, give 100 to Shimon. The third, hold on. Says the Gemara, if so a cheater will have no incentive not to lie. We, the whole 300, nobody gets anything. Somebody's lying over here. They gave the 200. They really gave only 100. You're not getting anything. That's your risk. Similarly, says the Mishnah, one is worth 100, one is worth 1,000. One says, I like this, one says, I like this. In other words, one says the nicer one is mine, the other one says the nicer one is mine. Says, you pay the small one to one of them. And the big one, you give for me the amount of the small one to the other one. Rashi explains you break the big one. You literally break it, give him a small piece. And the other Yeshiva say, no, now you break it, but it means you sell it and the value you give the cutter to the other one. The rest remains there till Yom Novi comes. The cheater, the liar, the one, the thief is going to say always he got the big one. You leave the whole thing at Shavuot Leo, nobody gets it. Now, two beautiful errors over here. Number one error, which is a double error, which is the short machshava of today's daf, is, and we mentioned a little bit in daf Gimel, what does it mean Yemunach Shavuot Leo? So first question is, what happens if Leon Novi comes? Leon Novi is a dekot, not shade. So we saw a beautiful idea that brought down one of the Hasidic Rebbes. The pshat is that Shavuot Leo, the pshat is that Leo, when Leo comes, not Leo is going to testify. But then Leo is going to come, there will be emes in the world. And then everybody's going to say the emes. Then there's another interesting discussion the Chidah brings over here, right here. He asks, what about the fact that Lo b'shamayim, how can you rely on a Navi to tell you what to do? So he says, it's not, the Leon Navi is telling you, the halacha, it tells you the Metzias, tells you the actual, what happened. I'm not telling you what the din. That you could do it. And that's a big discussion. Do you say the Metzias you can rely on that? The Chidah says you could, and here that's the Raya will be at Shavuot Leo. And to add to this, that in the Sefer, I forgot the name, I'll remember in a second, he brings the name of the Podevicharov. Podevicharov says, sometimes we say Teiko, what's Teiko? Tishbo Yitaret Kusha Zubayos. And sometimes we say Yemunach Shavuot Leo. Why Leo, not Tishbi? Sometimes we call him Tishbi, some we call him Leo. Says the Podevicharov, Tishbi means when he's a human being. He comes as a human being, Tchesa Besi. Elio means he comes as a malach. When it comes to answer Shilas and Halacha, that's Tishbi. Because Elio Novi is a malach. When it's going to ask a question Metzias, it's Elio. Put it to very Gishrak, that's why Elio is this way. So Rashi over here, he says to two people, I stole from one, I don't know which one, he has to pay both. Why? I don't know, so he paid both. So Misfeki, take a moment. Says the Gemara, two people deposit by two. You want to put 100, you put 200. So that's the next part of the Mishnah. So you see, you don't just pay. Don't you pay both? Pigodin and Gezel Karamis, very big difference. The first case that you mentioned is Gezel, someone stole. The second case talking about Pigodin. Gezel, by Gezel, he did something wrong, he has to pay double. Pikada the level is so look at so good. Pikada just doesn't remember. So 1 second. I'll ask you a question for Pikada and Pikada. And for Gezel again, Pikada Niktani ratio. Look at our Mishnah. Really, the Gemara it's almost self. As you learn the Mishnah, the question just pops up because that's the next line of the Mishnah. What's the next line of the Mishnah? What was the second case of the Mishnah? He goes to two people and says, your father gave me, and something I don't know who gave, goes to two different people. Gives each one money. Why does he give each one money? It's a pikadon. The next part of the Mishnah says you don't have to pay. What's the chiyuv in the first case and second case? The Reish is talking about like, one's going to say like, it's as if he put it in two different deposits. Each one came with his own bag and gave it to the sheikh. You should be careful. There's two different bags over here. They're not putting it together. You should be careful. Who's whose? The sefer is as if they put it in one bag. Imagine two people come with one bag and say, here's our items. He doesn't know who's whose. So then for sure it's our responsibility. So the sefer is talking about a similar case. What was going to explain? What does it mean? Not mamash in one bag, but they came at the same time, the same moment to put together. You two are not so, you don't care about each other. You're relying on each other. I'm going to come and verify. So in other words, when two people, each one comes on his own, he says, let's go in the room. I don't want anybody to see me, because I don't want anybody to see what I'm depositing, but you're going to the bank, I'm going alone into the safe. So then you're saying, I'm responsible for yours, that's one place or the other one. Why are you mixing up? But if two people came together, they show they don't care about each other, he says, you guys came together, I just put it together. Says more Virami Gezel Gezel. Well, I asked steal for Gezel and Gezel. Tanya Ochom Stein Gezel Tilechel Mim Mikem Mani. Mikem. I stole from. We're talking about Gezel. I said I stole from two. I don't know which one. Or if Shecham Mikev Kili money. That second part of Mishto. You have to pay both. So by Gezel, you have to pay both. He has 5 people who stole from him. He doesn't know which one. Each one says, you stole from me. So each one says, you just put the Gzel between them and say, call to. The more now understands, we'll see in a moment, that he literally puts it between them and runs away. You guys fight about it. I don't say to the guy, I don't have to do anything about it. I owe one of you, I don't know which one. I'm going to put it around. You guys fight about it. Says the Gemara, 1 second, remind them of who said the army is of Tafel? As we'll see in a moment, Rabbi Akiva argues. Rabbi Akiva holds you do have to pay everyone. So maybe our Mishnah goes like Rabbi Akiva. Because it says on that one, on that Mishnah, he admits to 2. I stole from one of your 100. So you see clearly, Rabbi Tafel himself says you don't have to pay the 5. He says you do have to pay the 2. What's the difference? So also the Katavile. It's very simple. The case of the 2 is that he wants to, let's say, Shemai. Said, I want to make sure I have no tvias. What should I do? Pay both. The case of the 5 is not coming to the Shemai. He says, I want to do whatever I'm obligated to do. If I'm not obligated, I don't have to. You're not obligated to pay all 5. What's our case? They didn't sue him. He did it on his own volition. So, boys, I want to do tshuva. What's the best way to do tshuva? Mashayka by the 5, they're coming and demanding it. So therefore, they were saying the classic case. He pays the minimum amount. So the Gemara, the Katabile, so there in the first case of the 5, they are claiming, they are coming to sue him. You owe us 1. What does he say? He's quiet. He's screaming. He's screaming. What is he saying? I don't know who you are. You told me, I don't know. So if he's silent, he basically is moided, he owes each one. He's not either, he's silent, doesn't show that he admits. You know why I didn't scream? Because maybe it is you. I'm not denying it may be you. I just don't know who. I'm not admitting it's all 5. I admit that I stole for 1. I'm not sure who it is. It could be it's you. So that's why that's considered to be, that's why he's quiet. So what is going to say? More saying, but Tvio, if they're Tvia, he has to pay the minimum amount. And if he's quiet, not quiet. And if he wants to say the Shemayim, he has to pay both. He says 1 second. So what would he say? You have 5 people. He puts it there in the middle and leaves it late. And they could go fight about it. One of you take it and run away. So we learned earlier regarding Aveda. You find an Aveda in the street and you're not sure if someone put it here purposely or someone lost it. So don't take it because there's no simon, because maybe the guy will never find it. So don't take it. So what do you say? If I don't know what to do, I just leave. I don't pick it up. So here, why are you putting it there in the street? Right? As Rashi points out, just hold. In other words, we're talking about the next part. If you took it by mistake, just hold on to it because you don't want to lose it. So here, I don't know who it belongs to. Hold on to it. Right? And what it means is not that he's going to go and put it in the street. He puts it by him. In Mistag means Mistag not to the tightness, as Rashi says. So Rabbi said, I don't know where it is. I'm putting it here in the safe. You figure it out. Wherever you find, come back to me and I'll pay you. Says the Gemara, Omar Abai Lerov. Mi Omar Rabbi Akiva. And very interesting. We didn't quote Rabbi Akiva till now. So it could be some of your sources when they add Rabbi Akiva before. Because if not, the Gemara say, oh, what about Rabbi Akiva said? We never mentioned Rabbi Akiva yet. But the more now is mentioned Rabbi Akiva. What did Rabbi Akiva say? Says the Gemara, Didn't Rabbi Akiva say they has to pay each one? So we don't know if he stole from one of five, he doesn't know which one. He has to pay each one. You don't leave the moment in the place of the owner. So was that true? You have a person, a son and a mother that were in a house, and the house collapsed, and we don't know who died first. Now, if the son died first, so the mother died without children, and she needs to get a chalitza.
Not the mother died. The father.
What?
Her husband died without children.
No, the husband died a long time because she has right now a son and a mother. The child who died first. If the mother died first, the son inherits the mother. Then the mother died. Then the son died. So the inheritance of the son inherited. If the son died first, he never inherited his mother. So who inherits the mother? The mishpachah of the mother. That's the discussion over here. So what I mean, she died first, and therefore it goes to the son. Everybody agrees that then you divide, you split it half and half. There's no other way to figure it out. There I agree, you put a leave it chazaka. And there the Gemara is discussing Yevamis, what does it mean chazaka? The Gemara explains over there. Who has the chazaka? What do you see over here? You don't say that you give each one. Right? You don't say uke one chazaka. So you do say uke one chazaka. You put it chazaka. Now, like by us, that you say he doesn't know who he stores to get to each one. You don't want the chazaka. Omalei also shema v'shema. There it's a maybe and a maybe. What is maybe by maybe? Right? We're talking about that there nobody knows. Everybody's a shema. So therefore you say chazaka. But it goes like the chavisha boy v'shema. Here by 5 years they stole from, 5 people were borrowing. They say we are certain that you owe the money. So that has to be each one. So when I see the Shema, regarding our Mishnah, the first part of the Mishnah, he went to 2 people and said, I don't know, I took from one, I don't know which one. Each one is maybe. He has to be both. And according to Rabbi Akiva, it has to be both. Shema, only Bor Shema, pay both. So first of all, the one says, remind Rabbi Akiva. Who said our Mishnah Rabbi Akiva? The Ketani Allah Da'i Moidi Arbitafon Boim L'Shtayim Gazal Telechem Nekemane Vein Yudei Zemekem Kosel. Rabbi Tafon says again. That's what you just quoted on Mudalef. Tafon says this. It says I agree in that case. Leman Moidi Rabbi Akiva Rapute. Who's agreeing to Rabbi Akiva? So you see over here that even Sheva Rabbi Akiva agrees that you give to both. So when we remind the Sheva, who said it's maybe? First of all, it doesn't say they demanded anything. Bechia says clearly in his brayso, as Rashi points out, they are the ones that Rashi arranged the brises. So the brayso, it says clearly that we said each one said it, and you there. So why do you pay both? Says the Gemara, the same answer we said before, according to our Tafel. The case is about the Shammai. Talking about that he wants to be Yotzei de Shammai, he wants to do tshuva. So then you say do tshuva that way. But in Echanami, if he's not coming to the Shamayim, so according to Mekiva, b'shav you don't have to pay. So what is more coming right now? According to Rabbi Tafon, when I don't know, you don't have to pay. According to Rabbi Mekiva, it depends. If it's Bari V'Shema, so then you do have to pay. If it's Shav V'Shema, you don't have to pay. And they both agree. Well, it's a Shema, you do have to pay. We learned before. If 2 people deposited each one in his own bundle, so then the Shema can't say, I don't know which one it is. You should check it. 2 people, they gave animals to the shepherd. They don't know which one is which. He just puts it between them and leaves. Or he just doesn't have to give it to them. You see, also there they put the animals without him knowing. You just put it in the.
Why is he responsible?
Oh no! So talking about they told him, but they didn't tell him when they brought it. Oh, Rabbi, this is mine. This is yours. So that's why he's not responsible. They didn't know who's. Now Rashi says, what was the question? Why there's two bundles? Rashi says, Why? Because the divine miru mi mevi achar miru mi v'shtein. It's very clear. By krichos, you're not so sure how much money is in each wallet. But by animals, you do. Of course, they did it without him saying. So this is a little different because the whole idea with money is why money you do quietly. I want to give it to you. Nobody's supposed to know how much money I deposit by you. So let's do it quietly. But Tloim, there's no way not to know because he's going to go and graze in the field. They're going to know that the animal came out. So there's no point in hiding. So every time you give it, it's like putting in two chafisos. So well, you're right. It's considered to be putting two chafisos. But still, you're obligated. Why? Not because of shtei chafisos, but because Shlomi Daito, the guy doesn't know they put it there.
By krichos, it should be yachal his bar. If each one gave him a separate bundle, you should be able to see.
If you see which bundle, right? Says the Gemara, you have two kelim, one is 100, one is 1,000. Says the Gemara, and there it says the same thing, that if he doesn't know, he takes, so the Rabbanan would say, he gives small, and the other one, he gives a small from the big. Rashi learns, he breaks the big. Other Rishonim learn, he just pays a little bit from it. So what of it? By money, what do you mean the lake of Seido? We're talking about that there's no, you're not losing anything by giving a small amount. You're giving some money, right? One give $100, one give $200, give 100, nobody's losing anything yet. Just don't give the 100. What's up Seido? You're going to break the big one. According to Rashi, means literally you're going to break the big one. According to the other Shani, means what it means break the big one. It means that you're not going to have the value of the big one. You're not going to have the full value. Just giving the valuation of a small one. Maybe they agree. Basically just says it that you have to pay you don't pay anything when you're going to lose, but if not. Says the one, how can you even say that? Says the one that they're talking, the Rabbi Yossi's reason is because he says, I don't want a cheater to come and lie. So if that's the reason, who cares if it's a big F6? Well, I don't want the Rami to cheat. And really, you could have just said the case of the Kli to say that you break the Kli, according to Rashi, or that you lose the value of the Kli. And Kol Shkem by money. I said money, Loizu, and Avzu, and even the case of the Kli. What we'll end with one beautiful hour. I saw a few places bringing it. One of the stories that brought it, I forgot now which Kodol it is. The story goes that there was a Talmud that came to him that everybody thought he was very weak in his mind. And then he asked him this question. So if you look at the Mishnah, the last two cases of the Mishnah, what's the two cases? The case of the money, he gave 100, he gave 200. The case of the Kli, he says one is worth 100, one is worth 1,000. Why big deal? You say only 200, like you say with money. So we're going to look at the next daf. A person wants, that Talmud told him an answer on the spot. So a person wants his more than 9 of his friend. So if you have your own, what's the problem with your Kurti Rabbi Yossi? That you're a Rami. He's going to want to take his friend's one. But one wants his more than his friend. So if his is worth 1 and the other one is worth 900, he's not going to lie about it. Because 9 times he prefers his more. But that's why it says 1,000, it's 10 times more. 10 times more not. Right? So now you tell me, sorry, that's what he said. And he mainly and by money you don't say that. It's on mine. So that's why the difference in this Mishnah, as though he stayed that big Talmud, and then that big Talmud because they called him the Iluyini, I forgot his name, and it's at the end of the day he says he's such a guy and such an Iluy to come and say such an answer in such a young age. So we'll stop over here. Be'ez Hashem, continue the Mishnah on Shabbos.
So 5 and 6.